Hi everyone, welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and in this video I'm going to outline my top picks for what I've seen so far in San Diego Comic-Con. Let's have a look. So look, as I said in the intro, these are just my picks that I've seen so far. There has been an overwhelming amount of stuff. Some stuff that has been already put up for pre-order already, some stuff we're anticipating, we kind of knew it was coming, and then some stuff that we didn't see coming. So I'm kind of going to focus on the things that I didn't really see coming and that, you know, I particularly like. Not meaning that I'm necessarily going to pre-order them, but I'll kind of, as I go through these different things, I'll tell you if I'm going to pre-order or not. So I'm going to start off with the obvious one. I'm a massive Dark Knight fan and I would like an Armory. Now, what's stopping me going back and getting the Armory that's on the market at the moment in the secondary market? It's the one from the Dark Knight, which I think is fantastic. But I have the DX19. And I sold a lot of my Dark Knight figures. I only had I had 3 and I sold them because of better versions. I anticipated better versions coming up. And that kind of came to fruition because obviously I sold a Joker. Then InArt announced their Joker. I sold the DX02. Hot Toys announced the DX19, which is definitely superior. And then I sold it was a Dark Knight, but it was the Batman Begins suit. And then Hot Toys come out and they announced the Batman Begins First Night Out look. So my point is now the DX19 is now true 6 scale because a lot of those figures I sold were undersized. So now that the DX19 is a bit taller, I can't really go back or don't want to go back and get the undersized Armory. So a new Armory would be fantastic. So I'd imagine like the Catwoman and stuff like that, they're going to be like, you know, proper size. So have the Batpod and the DX19, they're like the updated size. So I'd imagine if they do this transparent Batman Armory from the Dark Knight Rises, that it will be the updated size. The thing about this, so I was really excited about it when I saw it in the Sideshow Coming Soon section. But now that I've seen the images of it, my recollection of this was it was transparent. It looked like a really crystal clear, transparent kind of acrylic kind of an effect in the movie. But what I'm seeing here now, this kind of looks like a Tupperware lunchbox. It's very frosted, very cloudy. Now it could be just the light bouncing off it. I have seen some images this morning which make it look a lot more transparent, so that could be just glare. I'm not entirely sure, so I'm going to wait until I see. First of all, they mightn't even do this. They mightn't even announce this. I want to see, first of all, if they're actually going to put this up for pre-order, and I want to see those blogger images to see if it's actually transparent and see-through. I also have to go back and just double check to make sure that what's on the screen now isn't actually screen accurate, because I can't really see too much here. Because the Armory that's released so far, the one from the Dark Knight, which is essentially like, you know, like an armored cage, that has everything. It has any amount of accessories, sticky bomb guns, EMP rifles, the kind of bat explosives, the batarangs, all that kind of stuff, grapnel guns and all that. It looked really, really well, and obviously you have the suit then hanging off the middle. And I just remember there was an overwhelming amount of stuff that came with that. I don't have it, but I've watched like every review basically on YouTube of it because I was thinking about getting it before I got the DX19 and realised it'd be undersized. So this does appeal to me, but I just have to wait and see. So what I really like about this is, if you remember the Armory, I think it came separate, and then it came, one version came with Bruce Wayne, and another version came with the Armory with the suit, Bruce Wayne and Michael Caine, Alfred. So I wonder, are they going to do something similar here? Because this Bruce Wayne here, I don't tend to collect civilian style characters, but for the Dark Knight I'll make an exception. The tailoring on this suit looks phenomenal. It looks really well. The tie, the shirt, I like the suit. Like, let's face it, back in, it was 2012 when this announced, and it wasn't like the same style. It wasn't like necessarily baggy suits, but it definitely wasn't these skinny fit type of short. You know, a lot of the suits you see fashion at the moment have the short pants with the no socks and all this. This is kind of like a bit more of a, I don't know, kind of traditional suit, we'll say. So the fit on this looks like the fit was in the movie. That's what I'm saying. For the time, it should be accurate. The cane's a nice touch as well. The head sculpt, I'd imagine that's the DX19. Maybe it's the exact same, or maybe it's slightly different paint applications. I'm going to wait and see if this goes up for pre-order. I definitely am keen with this. This is something I was really interested in. I'm glad it's there, but it has been teased before and it didn't go up for pre-order. So I'm going to wait and see, and then I'll make my decision, because if it's really, really cloudy, I think it'll be a pass for me. So in the next section as well, yeah, like you can really see it here now, these side parts here. the bits, especially the extremes on the left here and on the right, they're very, very frosted and cloudy. I'm not sure if that's screen accurate or is that just light glare or what is it. It doesn't make sense. The Bruce Wayne does look fantastic, but I can't really see. I know that there's bits and pieces here and bits and pieces in here, but I remember the Armory was just packed with different weapons and tools and his gadgets that Batman had. And again, another angle from here. So here it does look a bit more transparent, but still looks cheap, basically. Looks kind of like a lunchbox, if I'm being honest. You can see the Peacemaker here as well. So these are in no particular order. So that's one thing I am excited about, but I'm a bit disappointed when I saw the frostiness and the cloudiness, but I'm hoping it's just light glare. I'm going to wait and make my decision if and when it goes up for pre-order. So the next thing I was going to take a look at here is this is amazing. Like, this is obviously from the 1989 Batman, from the Batcave. You have all these screens that he's using to research the Joker, and I think it's Jack Napier is the name of the character, and kind of see what chemical plants they're associated with and their network. And he's basically researching. Batman, he's the greatest detective in the world. That was the world's greatest detective. That was what he was from the comic books, and obviously there was a lot of that in the Robert Pattinson version of the Batman. There was a bit of that in basically every single Batman so far. But yeah, you definitely in the 1989 he touched on that. Maybe didn't go head first into it, but there was definitely elements that he was looking up who the Joker was. He was looking up the chemicals, the combinations of chemicals, where they were getting the chemicals from, and what combination it was to poison people and stuff like that. So this looks straight out of a comic book, and I went back and rewatched the Batman 1989 last night, and what Burton did there is a real kind of a gothic style of filmmaking, and it just looks really, really good. It still holds up. I know some of the effects are a bit sketch, but some of those scenes, the vast majority of the movie looks like it's been lifted directly from a comic book page. I really, really, really liked it, obviously. And this is no different. This just it has a real comic book look. It looks very, very old. Doesn't look modern. It just looks like it's kind of a more vintage look, something out of a comic book. And then you have the 1989 Batman, which I'll get to. I think this is destined for Hot Toys purgatory, but at the same time, I really do like the look of it. Even if it went up for pre-order, I'm not sure I'd find somewhere to fit it in, because my whole thing is, if I'm buying something, I need to know exactly where and how I'm going to display it. I don't like getting stuff just for the sake of it and hoarding. There's a big difference between, there's three levels. There's hoarding, which I don't like to do, and then there's collecting and curating. I think I'm around the curating side of things, because I just definitely don't get everything. I pass on so much stuff that I think is cool and so much things that I like to collect the things that I love, because of space, money. So then moving on to this one. This is the one I am excited about. Now, if this goes up for pre-order, I'm going to day one pre-order it. Not that there's any... with this one, I think there's going to be a massive amount of people who want it. But I tend not to dopo anything. But I just want to... It's not really a fear of missing out or anything like that. I'm definitely not going to say that that's it. It's more that I've wanted this for the longest time. I consider going back and picking up in the secondary market. It's very, very expensive. And I kind of held out for the Flashpoint, thinking maybe they'd actually reissue this. I'm hoping this is just 1989 2.0, and they fixed that cape and they fixed the articulation. I don't want the same one that they released in 2012. However, if they just do a straight reissue, I'll be happy with that, and I'll just go and get a Jackson Shoe cape or custom cape, because I think the cape on this looks awful. The diorama base from the bell tower, the broken wood, the kind of concrete and all the stonework, the gargoyle in the background, which obviously is part of the reason Joker met his demise in that film. The kind of real old-fashioned 1989 Batman, it's an iconic. It's definitely iconic. The word iconic gets thrown around, but this is definitely iconic. It stood the test of time. This would be a day one pre-order if they choose to come out and release it. And let's face it, it won't really be a 2.0, or won't be a straight reissue anyway, because they'll have that base and that diorama which wasn't included in the original. All I'm asking them to do is, at the very least, update the cape, because this set looks fantastic. If that just cape was, the pose here isn't great, but if the cape was just sitting down a bit neatly, that whole diorama would look fantastic. This is what I'm really excited about, because I loved The Suicide Squad and I loved The Peacemaker. I thought John Cena was fantastic in it. The action was good, and they really blended the R-rated comedy with the action scenes and his comic timing. Really, really impressed by his comic timing. Hilarious. And also the fact that he did all the interviews and the press releases and all those stuff in the Peacemaker outfit. You have to take your hats off to John Cena here. On the right, you can see the original version, which didn't look like John Cena, or definitely didn't look as much. This looks very like John Cena. This looks great. Like here, I can see elements of John Cena. I wasn't as harsh on it as other people were, but yeah, it wasn't a good head sculpt, or half head sculpt in this case. It was the seamless arms. I just hated the seamless arm, or sorry, the jointed arms. I just thought looked extremely cheap. It didn't look like the Hot Toys quality that we know and love. So biggest change, obviously, they've included seamless arms. Fantastic. That's exactly what needed to do. It seems to be the body is either buffed up a bit, or they tightened up the shirt to make it look a bit more, you know, like he's jacked. He's John Cena. He's a big guy. The head sculpt, the half head sculpt, whatever you want to call it, the eyes, and even even the eyes look like John Cena, and the bottom of the jaw. They've included the swap out mouth, so it's open, and even the tongue is now removable, which is fine, hilarious. 2 different versions of the helmet. The gun, a lot of people saying it's not going to be removable. I think it will be removable. They just aren't able to market it with him holding the gun, I believe. So this is one I had no interest in this, because I don't think it was a good figure at all. I do have an interest in this. This looks a lot better, fantastic, and I think it really stands out on the shelf because it looks hilarious. You know, the garbage can helmet. I think that's really going to pop on the shelf as well, and I think it will just be. I do think this one is going to turn out very, very well, especially now that they've made those updates. So the next thing, look, I couldn't possibly do a video about San Diego Comic-Con 2022 without mentioning this mammoth beast. This is a 1/6 scale N1 Starfighter. The N1 Starfighter, obviously, it first came on the scene back in 1999 in episode 1 for Star Wars. It was that long, elegant, dual engine, like space cruiser, starship in that yellow design. It was beautiful. They're an elegant looking ship. Played a big role in episode 1, and then of course, like the way they included it in the Book of Boba Fett, or really it's kind of Mandalorian season 2.5 in fairness. They kind of gave it the Fast and the Furious kind of stock car treatment, and even changed the sound of it. I just loved all that. I just ate that up. I think it was great. I still don't think they're going to do this. I know they've done a promotional video going through the spec, but I genuinely think this is just something for Comic-Con. And I'll say straight out, I want to be wrong on this. I have no sources or insider information. I just don't think it makes logical sense for them to actually do this. I want to be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they release it. I won't pick it up, just a space issue, but there's a lot of people out there who will definitely pick this up, and they're just clamoring for this. And for their sake, I hope they do give them the option to purchase it, and I'll live vicariously through them, because I really want to see the photos and I really want to see the ins and outs in it, and the price and stuff like that. I think it would be an exciting time for Star Wars 1/6 scale collectors. This is just the beast. And I think this is the last one now. So this is another thing that's really stood out to me here. I'm not collecting the animated stuff. I don't collect Clone Wars. I'm not collecting anything from What If. This is probably not something I'm going to pick up, but if there was one thing I'm going to get from What If, this would be something I might consider. Like I mean, I have a lot of respect for Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. What he did on Black Panther, what he did in Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame, everything. I think this figure is so unique. Like, I think the tailoring is amazing on this. The proportions are amazing. It doesn't look bulky, it looks lean. Even like the t-shirt he's wearing is well fitted. The kind of biker style, it's a kind of a biker jacket, isn't it? The purple with the yellow zip really just like sets it off. The dual blasters, the mask, even like the tailoring on the pants and the boots. This looks pretty epic, and it's so unique. It's like a hybrid between Star-Lord and Black Panther. I think this is fantastic looking. Really stood out to me yesterday. I probably won't pick it up, but I wouldn't rule it out either. It looks very good. So that brings us to the end of this video. If you want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm really close to 1,000 subs. I think I'm 49 subscribers away from 1,000 subs. If you're one of the people that have taken the time to watch any of the videos, like any of the videos, and click that subscribe button, thank you very much. You really helped me grow the channel. Massively appreciated. So yeah, like, sub, leave a comment, let me know if you're picking up any of these at all. Actually, let me know what your top 3 picks from San Diego Comic-Con are. What 3 things have you seen? Maybe you're there in person, or maybe you're watching different content creators. What were the 3 pieces you were most excited about? Leave that in the comment section down below. You can also follow me on Instagram and follow me on Twitter. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.